everyone's favorite segment. By this point, you know what Soundbite is about, but I'm going to remind you anyway. Soundbite is a segment where Steve and I react to clips from post-game interviews, something on a podcast, a hot mic, whatever it is. Someone says something interesting that we want to listen to, we listen.
Or stupid that we want to listen to.
So, for today's Soundbite, we got Dennis Rodman saying some absolutely ridiculous, outlandish, and just flat-out wrong statements about Larry Bird and Nikola Jokic. Let's take a listen.
If Larry Bird played in this era, I think he'd be in Europe. His game was fit for Boston at that time in the 80s and stuff like that, But today's world, oh, hell no. Because he's a great player at that time, just like I was. But I'm saying, no, there's no way. No way. I think the kid from Denver is way better than him. Oh, my God. I'm saying? I think he's better than Larry Bird. I mean, in this day and age, yeah.
So there you have it. There is Dennis Rodman saying, I don't even know the word I want to use. Yeah, sure, go ahead. What do you got, Steve?
Cam.
Yeah.
Our listeners need to hear why Dennis Rodman is wrong. Because before we did this, we knew Dennis Rodman made some comments about Larry Bird.
We did.
So we wanted to make sure that we had our statistics at hand to make sure that Dennis Rodman was really as wrong as we thought he was before we listened to this.
Yeah.
Please inform the public as to why Dennis Rodman is not only wrong, but disrespectful.
I would love to. So Larry Bird played 13 years in the National Basketball Association. He won 3 titles and 3 straight MVPs, only one of 3 players to do so. He also has 2 finals MVPs to go with his rings. He is a 12-time All-Star, all of them straight from 80 to 92. He has 9 All-NBA first teams from 80 to 88, all consecutive, made All-NBA first team his rookie season, along with 1 second-team finish in 1990. He has 9 top 3 MVP finishes, all of them consecutive as well, from 80 to 88. If you want to say Michael Jordan is the greatest player ever, fine.
Dennis Rodman says that. He says that.
So if you're Dennis Rodman and you believe that, fine. Larry Bird, all-time playoff and regular season against Michael Jordan. They play each other 34 times, and Larry Bird is 23-11. He is undefeated against Michael Jordan in the postseason. Larry Bird,
by the way.
Larry Bird is also undoubtedly a top 10 player all time. You want to say he's top 7 undoubtedly all time at the least. Dennis Rodman goes on to say, well, he didn't have a game. Did you know that Larry Bird is, before LeBron being regarded as the greatest, all-around player, passing, rebounding, Larry Bird was that guy. Larry Bird's one of the greatest passing forwards to ever play the game of basketball.
Ever.
He also said that Larry Bird couldn't shoot, was not a three-point shooter, and Jokic is and has his whole game. As if Larry Bird doesn't have 3 three-point contest titles. There is no argument saying that Jokic is better than Bird. There is no argument saying that Larry Bird could not play in today's NBA. Dennis Rodman is just a straight-up moron.
Not only is he dumb, but he's just, blatantly wrong. In that 6-0 in the finals, in the playoffs, which, by the way, back then, they used to do best of 5 in the first round. Now everything is best of 7. So if Larry Bird was 6-0 versus Michael Jordan, how many series is that? Well, if all you need is 3 wins, 2 series, 2 sweeps, 2 years in a row. Larry Bird averaged 27 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists. You might not like Larry Bird. There might be something personal between them. They might not like each other, which could add to these comments.
They were not rivals, but they did have a little beef when Rodman was on the Pistons.
True. Nikola Jokic is top 45, top 40, maybe.
Sure, yeah.
Maybe. Larry Bird is an undeniable top 10, top 7, whatever you want to put him, player.
Mm-hmm.
Larry Bird went to how many finals? Probably, I think it was like 6. I think he won 3 or something like that. Regardless.
It's like 5 or 6, yeah.
For 9 straight years, Larry Bird was a top 5 player in the league. For 6 straight years, because let's be clear, Larry Bird won 3 straight MVPs, but you want to know what he did the 3 years prior to that?
What's that?
He placed second. So that means for 6 consecutive seasons, Larry Bird was either the best or the second best player in the NBA. But yet he would end up in Europe?
There are things in sports where you just have to say, yeah, that's a fact. Like, not all things in sports are opinions, however you look at it. Saying that Larry Bird, or saying that Jokic is better than Larry Bird, or saying that Larry Bird would play in Europe in today's NBA, it's just one of those things where it's like, that's incorrect.
I just don't. Dennis Rodman, you're wrong.
And
Go
he
back
will,
to North Korea.
And he will have heard. Everyone hears the sound. He knows what's coming. He knows what's coming.
No more Larry disrespect.
Listen to the sound. I listen to the sound.